this is Marina from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you the full moon on the 20th of March, which falls at 0 degrees of Libra, and it will be aligned with the fixed star Markeb, which is in the sails of the constellation of Argos, the ship, and the closest aspect to the full moon will be a quincunx to Uranus. The tarot card will be the Two of Swords, and the healing crystal will be Mookaite. So if you want to find out more about all of those aspects of the full moon, do come to Darkstar Astrology for the full post, because it's very detailed and you'll be able to get the background. But what I'm going to do, as I've said previously, is that I can only do like a bit of a highlight for these full moons for the moment. It's only because there are so many things going on in the world that I kind of want to do those as well if I can. And also I'm writing the 2020 horoscopes as well, and I have to do my readings too. So yeah, and also sorry for no face because that's also more work involved as well. So they will come back as videos with me speaking at some point, but in the next couple of months they probably will just be these quickie ones. So there's quite a mixture of energies for this full moon, but the overriding theme seems to be of being off balance. If the public is acting chaotic and reckless, it's because the elites have pushed things so out of whack that the pendulum is swinging the other way. Now, yeah, just a little note here is I found another word, another way to, because I don't like calling them elites because it makes them sound like they're really fantastic and they're on top of everything. And yeah, they kind of are, but they're not elite in a good sense, obviously. And I'm going to steal this off David Icke, actually, because I was reading, somebody gave me his All You Ever Wanted to Know book. It's huge, and I'm just skimming through it because my view on David Icke is that he's kind of half right about everything, and that he may be sort of, I don't know if he's controlled opposition, or he may not just be able to reveal everything, because if he did, he'd get killed. So he's done it in a very clever way, I think, by disguising it under things that he can be ridiculed for. But one thing he did say, which is a big clue, is that he called the elites L-ites. Now, L is a preface for, what did he really say it was? I can't remember now. It was to do with Saturn, and it was to do with Elohim, and it was to do with the Bible as well. So it could be, you know, these predator alien people. So I think that's the best. I think I'm going to call them elites from now on. Elites, that's it, elites. The elites have pushed things out of whack. So yeah, so back to the full moon. Mildly right-wing people have been radicalized to the far right, ironically much the same way certain sects of Islamists have. The same goes for the far left, who used to be anti-war and are now calling for death to anyone wearing a MAGA hat. We're at the change of season 2, where the sun has only just entered Aries and the spring equinox. This pivot point is always quite precarious, so be careful. Well, actually, I wrote this before the air crash as well, the Ethiopian air crash, the fatal one. I just said be careful while travelling with Mercury retrograde, with the sun being on Shiat, as the star is associated with aeroplane crashes. And then I said, I do believe that we have the power to transcend these influences, and this only really applies if you have this moon, say, squaring the ruler of your travel house, which is a 9th house. Otherwise, you may want to fly like Pegasus and do some skydiving. Yes, really, that would be a positive way to use this daredevil vibration. Oh yes, and the reason that I mentioned Shiat was also because the sun was on Shiat as well. Well, the sun will be on Shiat for this full moon. And Shiat is actually positioned at something like 29 degrees and 30 minutes of Pisces. So it is literally right on a precipice. It's right on the edge of Pisces, and it's also known as anoretics. So things are very wobbly when at that degree. But the sun is actually only just entered in Aries, so it's still close enough to Shiat, but it's over the is over the barrier, as it were. Another way to be daring is with words. So let's remind ourselves of the meaning of Markeb again, which is to lift the veil of Isis, and it means to reveal a great secret. We may see some revelations from whistleblowers, and there's definitely a theme of travel too, particularly by air and ship. And there could be some immigration stories in the news that involves accidents, human trafficking, or safety concerns as well. I just also want to take this opportunity, just because it's being daring with words. I had to delete a comment on my, I think it was the Malta video. Was it the Brexit one? I think it was the Brexit one, where I mentioned, and I've got to be very careful with my words here, I mentioned the amount of immigration of just men, and leaving an imbalance of men to women in Malta, obviously, because if you're going to let in a ton of men, there is going to be an imbalance. And so I was called the R word because of that, just because the men I mentioned weren't Maltese. You know, they were from outside of Malta. So of course that gets you accused of that. But it wouldn't matter what they were or where they were from. It's just you've got an imbalance there because you're just importing men on their own. You know, why not their families? You know, if you bring them in with their families, then they have families to look after, and it keeps them well behaved. That's all I was saying. And of course people love to twist these things around. It's like they're looking for a way to maybe these are trolls as well, so that's why I deleted it, because you don't know what, when you make a reasoned argument, which I think I do make, I know I do, and I see other people making reasoned arguments and they still get the R word thrown at them as well. It's ridiculous. So the Elites love to slander you, because that's what it is. It's slander and a personal attack, and it is also libelous because it's not. She twisted what I said. I did not say what I said. I think it was a she. Anyway, usually it is, strangely. I don't get many men accusing me of that. So that's another weird thing. But anyway, so, you know, it's this is what we have to deal with now. And there's more and more censorship. And I noticed also, this was another weird thing, was that there were loads of comments on my on that post, by the way, the same post, the Brexit post, but they didn't come up because I vet my comments, because I'm not having people throwing eggs at me and twisting my words and calling me things that I'm not. So I'm not going to have that. So that's boundary setting as well. So I don't accept those criticisms, and they're very few and far between now, thank God. But anyway, it's good practice to vet out the trolls and the vipers. So, but the thing is, there were loads of comments that suddenly came up after 5 days. And somebody actually said in the comments, where are the comments? And it's weird. How did they know about where are the comments, though? That's kind of odd, because were they there and then they got taken away? I don't understand. Anyway, so there's some weird stuff going on with the comments. There's weird stuff going on with, one video has just stuck at 700, which is the abortion one, so which didn't get monetized, which is really strange. And another person I have to big up as well, because I just love her work, and that's Lisa Lazuli. She's done some great videos about Brexit, if you want to know more about that. And also she said that her video about Neptune in Pisces, which talked about drugs, I haven't watched all of it yet, but I can imagine why, boundary dissolving and all that, and all the sort of deception that's going on, that got demonetized. So astrologers are being demonetized now, which is unbelievable. If they don't keep to their new age, everything's fine, we're all one sort of spiel. So you have to, if you're not a new agey astrologer, you'll get demonetized. I've never heard, do you think we've heard of a new agey astrologer ever getting demonetized? I bet that never happens. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, back to the full moon March. Let's look at the crystal that I chose for healing. So here's where I go all kind of like woo woo again. Yes, Mookaite is a form of jasper found in West Australia. It's an Aboriginal Mother Earth stone, very protective and grounding at the same time, providing a motivational energy boost. Emotional healing makes it easier to accept change and allow ourselves to take a chance now and then without worrying about the future. And I do worry about the future. I'm always worried about the future. Anyway, Mookaite jasper is an ideal tool for overcoming procrastination by revealing the true reason for avoiding certain tasks and bringing the motivation needed to resolve the issue. This is a quote from Crystal Vaults, by the way. Its constant energy keeps one focused and well grounded while soothing the mind and quietening distracting thoughts and trolls. It's great for focusing on a specific goal or for a motivational boost in the workplace. And Energy Muse says, now, I quoted them because since we're talking about travel and flying at this full moon, the adventurous, robust vibes of the Mookaite crystal meaning make it a perfect highway companion on any journey, a stable and reliable wingman. The Mookaite crystal offers the medicine of personal power and willpower, the traits we need to bolster the courage and insight for making life's big decisions. Okay, so there we go. There's Mookaite for this full moon. All right then, thanks for listening and I'll see you soon, and hopefully I'll have another video coming soon. The next installment of the generations, that is one I'm looking forward to doing because it's my generation, Generation X, and also the millennials. All right then, all the best, bye bye, take care and have a good full moon.